jerk.
Yeah, I literally was like so
nice.
sassy to him because I was like,
I don't want to know what you thought of me over
We loved you endlessly.
Literally.
We do want to know about that. We're recording live.
Oh,
3, 2,
Live from
1.
Saturday night.
Here's Jackie and Morgan with our intro song.
No bummers.
That's
Just-
not like we
Just
practiced.
some uncomfortable laughter.
I'm really glad you took the reins on that one.
It was pretty good for being put on the spot.
Yeah, thanks.
There's a piano behind you.
I heard a
Pretty
vibrato
nice.
in there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was vibrato, not fear.
I'm gonna just switch these because this one's mine.
Why did you get the small straws for yours? And I got
They're probably the same size straw, no?
Is yours just
Well,
stuck up
you're
too high?
gonna roast me about my straw? Look at yours. At least mine's...
It's not the size of the straw.
It's the content of their
what
character.
you're drinking.
What are you drinking?
Diet Coke.
Oh, it's Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was more concerned about hers.
You're like, I know what you're drinking.
I figured you were drinking Mountain Dew.
Some gummies.
Well, welcome to No Bummers.
No bummers.
When I say no, you say bummers. No!
Bummers!
I almost forgot my part.
I
Stage
can't do
fright.
it if you don't start.
He's like,
I'm trying to support you.
I forgot my line.
line?
No.
It's a show where we talk about whatever the hell we want,
Yep.
and the only rule is,
No
bummers.
bummers.
Mm-mm.
you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Morgan.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm a big lump with knobs.
Cone.
I like that really got away from me. I'm sorry. That's my own fault.
I'm Cade.
Oh. Your name's not.
My name's not a big lump with knobs.
Oh my
It's
God.
gone. Okay.
Is that your hyperfixation of the week? Is that song?
It's impossible to get out of your head.
You can't get away from it either.
Yeah, there's no escaping it. And also when I'm just sitting at my work computer, clickety-clacking on the keyboard. It's there.
It has the juice. Yeah.
Which that's the best line.
Yeah. The round singing I love. Okay. He's just such a cute little kid.
Well, and the fact that he has just literally one tooth in the front of his...
So precious. How does he even eat his corn? I'll never know.
Science has no explanation.
One kernel at a time.
Yeah.
Just his
He
tooth.
just nibbles it off.
Amazing.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
I'm really good.
Good.
Anything that makes you really good? Or just feeling good?
Just being here with my buds.
Oh my gosh. That made me cry. Who said
Cut!
That's not a bummer!
You're right. It's okay. I do cry at everything, so. Jackie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You feel better now that you had a burrito?
Uh-huh. I was so angry. And I was just on the freeway cussing. And then I ate a
As you
burrito.
do.
Yeah. And then I ate a burrito and a belly full of Diet Coke. Ready for anything.
It's amazing how much food can, change people's attitude.
Especially me, I'm like a different person.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm embarrassed of that girl.
Listen, being hangry is real and it's dangerous for you and everyone involved.
Really? No, I'm like, Morgan, tread lightly.
Right.
You're on thin ice.
You're on thin ice even though you're a perfect angel.
That's like at Disneyland. I have to tell people I'm with, I'm like, if I don't get a cream cheese pretzel or something in the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna be not fun to be around.
I'm going to
Cream
start
cheese pretzel.
spiraling.
Yeah, I'm like, it happens pretty quick, so get ready.
At the drop of a hat, it's like, we have Morgan here now. It's different Morgan.
The clouds roll in.
But it's fine. I'm the same. Cut from the same cloth.
So we're going to start every episode by talking about hyperfixations.
Okay, I already got mine.
You got yours locked and loaded? All right, go ahead.
So, it's So Megan Trainor,
Is married to the Spy Kid boy.
Junie Cortez, I think you mean. No, but I've been listening to her podcast, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love Megan. So I'm listening to her album, the song No. My name is No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
No. You need
It's
to
like,
let it
all
go.
you ladies, listen up.
Yeah,
That one?
that's it.
Yeah, I've played it around 78 times this week, so that would be mine.
I hope it shows up on your Spotify thing at the end of the year.
They all do. Like, my Spotify thing is all my, like, fixation songs.
100%. And it's like, you listen to this song 30 times in one day. And I'm like, I sure did.
Sorry.
That sounds like me. Yeah. Yours?
Well, sometimes my hyperfixations are like things that I'm planning. So because I'm moving into a house next week.
She's rich, fellas.
No, my mom
Hit
is.
her up.
No.
She just bought a house.
Oh my gosh.
She bought a whole house.
Okay, but anyway.
The best little whole house in all of Utah.
Oh my gosh.
Little whole house on the prairie.
That's like the phrasing of that is so bad.
No, explain it to me.
No, anyway, so I'm like, my hyperfixation right now is like planning, like decorating and stuff. So that's what I'm focused on right now.
If you have any suggestions.
I've never had to decorate like a living
It
space, so
sucks.
I don't know what to do. It's weird.
When it's like, goes from your bedroom in an apartment to like literally a whole house.
Yeah. Like everything I
I don't
have
have enough
planned.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to buy so much.
Yeah. Which like the lady or the girl I'm renting it from right now has been really nice, and she's let me like put a bunch of my stuff in her garage. It's like I have a couch in there and a couple chairs and stuff, so luckily I can do that, but it's still just, it's so much. I'm not used to that. I have like my bedroom all planned. I know exactly how I want to decorate it, but the living room and the kitchen, I'm like, I don't know. I've never had to decorate one of those. Yeah.
Couple windows.
Yeah. That's
She's
my
gonna
fixation.
decorate with some windows.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put them up.
They actually sell those.
Windows?
Well, they have like screens that look like windows.
Oh.
They sell them at IKEA.
Okay.
So,
Good to know.
All the kids are looking through them.
honestly. Except for you, apparently.
Except for me. I've never heard of them.
Can hang a window on your wall. Okay.
My mom has windows on our basement wall that she puts pictures on. She has like a big window from like an old house, and then there's like a bunch of pictures sticky
I
back
think
on.
I remember.
Oh, that's fun.
It's probably been there since you've been there last.
Yeah, your basement's so cute.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I had zero help in decorating it.
Well, when your mom is on the podcast, I'll tell her. Because she did a
We should
wonderful
do that sometime.
Yeah.
Have all of our moms.
Oh, for Mother's Day?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that'd be
gosh.
fun.
That would be fun.
And they have to come up with the topics. That'll be so fun.
My mom's would be just something so wholesome, like scrapbooking. Or
Oh my goodness, my mom would love to talk to your mom about scrapbooking.
is your mom a scrapbooker?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She has a room for scrapbooking.
yeah. Don't I know it?
Do you? You've
I-
never been to my house.
I don't
No, he
know
knows
about
it for
you,
his
but
own.
I'm saying, don't I know about a scrapbook room?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I personally, me, no.
Dang. I was hoping we were learning
But
something new.
but my mother, very much.
That's
That
awesome.
It's just stocked. Cardstock, stickers, glue sticks,
Cute.
crimping shears. What do you need?
And they've got like those shelves with like all the different colored paper, and like the pattern ones are at the end, and you're like, Mom, like that's enough paper, and they're like, no, it's never enough.
It's never enough.
Nope.
Because what if I needed this other color?
This
Yeah.
very specific dusty rose pink. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah,
What if?
you can't use
What would
the
we
other
do?
pinks.
What would we do?
Yeah, no, there's a large number of scrapbooks at my house.
How large is the number? Up in the 30s?
More. Like
That's
guaranteed
impressive.
more. Like in her scrapbook room, she has one whole bookshelf that's like a bookshelf that size, just scrapbooks. And then we have in the family room, there's a whole nother shelf that's just full of scrapbooks.
I would love to look through a scrapbook. of your mom's.
I'll bring one next time.
Yeah, if you could.
I don't know if she'll let me, but we'll try.
She's like, you can bring them here. They're not leaving.
Like, no. You want to take one?
They're like,
No.
yeah, it's going to cost you, but yeah, sure, take it.
Because she'll do like whole entire family ones, but then each child also has like their own scrapbook. Is your mom the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Just feels like a lot of work.
I have like 15 just for me.
Yeah.
And I literally was like,
I was
I
saying,
will
the
not
girls who
move
get it,
these into my
get it.
house. And she's like, well, who am I making them for? And I'm like, I don't know. Did I ask for these? I don't remember that.
You're like, I have no clue.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know who's going to take those. Someone's just going to have a lovely scrapbook of me at age 8. You can take
would
it.
love that. I love
Jackie's gonna keep both of our scrapbooks at her
She's
house.
going to have 32 scrapbooks that are just yours. Or mine.
I love looking at people's pictures.
Oh my gosh, you are so tender.
I do. I would love to.
Yeah,
look at
you would have a
scrapbooks.
heyday at Mashan's house.
I'm like, Cade, you don't even need to be there. Like, I'll just
Yeah.
go over and like,
Just
she'll
show up.
just like show me all of her
I
scrapbooks.
guarantee if you just showed up at my mom's house and said, "Can I see the scrapbooks?" She would love it.
It'll be
Okay.
like going to a library. She'll just keep bringing
She
you-
has like a ladder that slides across. She's like,
Just like,
like
that's
Belle.
the restricted section.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know your mom was a scrapbooker.
Big scrapbooker.
Not to
mom
name
would
drop,
probably talk about
but my
Disney.
mom's like really good friends with Lisa Burnson.
Oh, my mom would probably know who that is.
Your mom would know who that is.
I was
I
like,
don't know.
who's Lisa?
I don't.
It's like my mom's claim to fame.
I don't remember like. There's a couple of scrapbooking ladies my mom talks about, but I literally can never remember their names.
You should tell your mom,
What was her name again?
Lisa Burnson.
Lisa Burnson. Be like, Mom, guess.
And if she doesn't know, just say it's the Creating Keepsakes lady.
I know about creating keepsakes. There you go.
There you go.
Lisa Burnson.
See? Girls who get it, get it.
We have scrapbooks. They're just no stickers, no labels.
So it's like a photo album?
Oh, is that what they're called?
No, I
Are you trying to mansplain a
No.
scrapbook to Jackie?
I'm
A
not.
book with pictures is a photo album. I'm just
That
kidding.
is not what I meant.
I know, you're fine. Remember yesterday when I explained what a colander was?
I
Yep.
forgot about that.
We all have mansplaining moments. Anyway.
Well, your mom can talk to our moms about scrapbooking.
Yeah, they could teach her maybe.
Oh my goodness, that would be so cute.
So adorable.
I would
So
literally
wholesome.
cry.
We,
Yeah.
we just leave and then those
They're
three
just
are like,
"We're
okay.
gonna go play volleyball.
You're like, we'll see you around.
My mom were like, these are the scissors that you can use that are special for cutting scalloped edges.
Yeah. That cuts a cute little edge on
Yeah.
all your pictures.
That's so cute.
Yeah. That'd be so precious.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, have you shared your hyperfixation?
No.
Is it talking about your mom's?
Talking about my mom's scrapbooking. I've just been talking to anyone that will listen.
The cashiers at Target.
I know we just met.
Listen, Mashan.
Mashan is a
You'll have to
legend.
meet her someday. She's great.
She really is great though.
No, mine, I have eaten so many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches this week.
Really?
I can't
I can't.
even.
What kind of jelly do you like on your PB&Js?
Either grape or strawberry.
The OGs.
You know,
I have
just
a
keep
question.
it simple.
Have you ever seen the goober?
Yes.
And it's-
I'm very familiar with the goober.
And it's like you've seen it.
What's the goober?
The goober, ma'am.
The
is-
goober is one jar. You dirty one knife.
Oh, that
and it's
has
all
the
swirled, and then you.
Yes.
It is actually so good.
And so convenient.
Yes, but you just scoop it, and it's like all mixed. Because I mix mine sometimes. Like I'll be like, I don't want it like half and half. Like I'll.
You want it to be
You just
combined.
blend it up.
No, I don't blend it up, but like on the
Yes,
bread, like I'll
peanut
do
butter.
like 2 halves with peanut butter, and then I'll put jelly on top, and then like mix it with the knife.
So
So
you
it's kind of-
so you blend it up.
Yeah, like, but it's like already on the bread. Like I don't put it in a blender like a psychopath, you know? I'm like the perfect puree.
Die, you idiot!
Keep up.
Yeah, so that's probably mine. Is like, I haven't eaten much different in terms of food this week, other than just like almost exclusively peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's so fun that our hyperfixations were all different. Like
Yeah,
yours
that
was
is fun.
a song and mine was an activity.
Didn't even plan it.
I know. So fun and cute.
So fun and cute. Morgan, how about you start?
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I want to know what things you thought were true as a child that are just like not correct at all.
Okay.
Oh no.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I might need to think a minute.
Do you want me to share mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could go first.
Okay, I have two, because one of them's really short, and the other one's not. But my first one is when I was little, you know all the lines on the roads?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that, like, at night, I don't know why I thought this, I just purely made this up on my own, but I thought that artists around the world would come out at night and just, like, paint their roads. Like, they would just, like, come out and fix them up and paint them.
That was how artists make money.
Yeah. That's, like,
They're
literally
like, when
what
we're
I
not
thought.
selling prints, we're painting the lines on the road.
And I thought that, like, they did that to survive, and then they, like, painted, like, the things they actually like to paint, like,
on the side.
for, like, for what they
Why?
actually wanted to do.
That
I have
kinda
no
makes
idea.
sense.
I just came up with that on my own. One day when I was little, I remember talking to my mom, and I was like, yeah, like, they need to get the artists out to paint this road. It looks terrible. And she was like, what are you talking about? And that's...
Just
when-
the artists.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, the
Oh,
art,
wow.
like, how the artists, how they have the artists come and paint the roads. And
Doesn't
she's
every
like,
town just have some artists?
yeah, and she was like, I literally don't know what you're talking about. And she had to tell me the sad fact that it's like a truck that
truck?
like comes and paints them automatically. And it was so sad.
That's amazing.
And then the other one, I think it's like pretty common because I've seen people on TikTok talk about it. But like when I was little, I used to live in our basement. And
You're not going to talk about your scary story in your basement.
I'm just gonna say that we'll go into it at a different time, but I used to think that something would like chase me up the stairs, and like there was like specific rules that like the thing had that I was like, if I make it to the landing before the thing catches me, I'm safe. And I was like, I'm so crazy for thinking that. Like every single day I would get ready for school and then be like, okay, time to run, and I'd be like sprinting up the stairs, and I thought that was so crazy. But then I see on TikTok like people like running away from the basement monster, and I'm like, okay.
It's not crazy though, because I remember when I was a little kid, I didn't sleep in the basement, but I had to sleep every night facing the wall, and I would have the covers up over my head with just like a little hole for my mouth.
Yeah.
And I slept that way every night because I was like, if I don't, I thought it was kidnappers were gonna get me. So not really a monster, but kinda.
Yeah, I had something weird like that, like, but I just was like alligators. Like when I was a little girl, like
Where were
I lived in
alligators?
Parker, Colorado.
Florida.
But no, like,
I know you grew up in Colorado. That's why I was saying, where in Colorado
are there gators?
were alligators an issue?
Well, they're not, is the thing.
Okay.
So like, I just like when I would turn off my light in my room, I'd be like, Jackie, it's a quick kind of game we got going, because the gators are in your room already. Like as like a little kid, I was just like so
shark.
Really? I know.
I'm with you on that one because I thought in my pool in Arizona, my chlorinated pool in Arizona, that there were sharks. So
Glass shark.
Glass shark, little fat kid.
listen, they do. So I had to be swimming, you know.
Oh my god.
No, but I think that like having like those weird rules in your head is not abnormal.
It seems a lot more common than I expected it to be. Because me and my sister had kind of the same issue, I guess, with our basement. But
it's freaky.
Yeah, but I've seen like other people talk about it with like their basements and stuff. So it's like a weirdly common experience. But that was another thing that I thought was true as a kid. I like genuinely was
That's
like,
crazy.
there is a monster in my basement, and for some reason he will only chase me when I want to walk up the stairs.
Yeah, and you're on the landing, he's like,
I like,
better like next time.
foiled again.
I lived down there like the whole time, but he's like, I can only get her when she's going up the stairs.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
When she's running.
Yeah.
He just likes the chase.
Yeah, I some people do, so.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, mine was only kidnappers. I was afraid of kidnappers. Because...
That's actually so scary.
Well, no, because... It was because of Elizabeth Smart.
Captured in the night.
Yes.
From
and
her
so,
bed.
like, I was...
Did you, like, know when that was going on?
convinced. I lived in Utah.
Yeah, that was like,
We knew
so it was
literally
probably so
everything.
loud here. Like,
Yeah.
We literally knew, like, it was all over everywhere. So I remember being just, like, terrified. I was like, I'm next.
yeah.
For sure.
That would be really scary.
They
That
want
would be
this
scary.
pudgy little boy from Highland, Utah.
They're like, that one.
That's the beautiful boy.
They saw me huffing and puffing off the bus with my Pokemon backpack.
They're like, we want him.
Huffing and puffing. Your little ravioli hands. That's so
My
funny.
little sausage fingers. Something I like firmly believed in when I was a kid was, which I was like pretty little when this happened, because I lived in Nephi still, which was like far away. Do you know where Nephi is?
I think
Like
so.
an hour south.
Yeah.
So,
And I remember I was like 100% convinced one St. Patrick's Day that I had captured a leprechaun. Like,
Ew.
dead to the world, like, convinced myself. Like, I can still remember what he looked like. Like, everything.
whoa.
And so then...
Did you?
I don't know.
You could have.
Because
I'm not
all
gonna tell
of the
little Cade
evidence
that
would
you...
point that leprechauns are not real. But...
What?
Okay, wait,
evidence?
so
I've
tell
seen
it,
no
like-
evidence that leprechauns are not real.
Because you know how, like, when you were a kid, you would do, like, we're going to set leprechaun traps. Or, like,
Yeah.
you'd walk into school and it's like, oh, no, our classroom's a mess. It's like, we did all of that stuff. And I came home and I was like, I'm probably smarter than a leprechaun. And I'm bigger, too. And so I, like, built,
And I'm bigger,
like, a
too.
legit leprechaun trap. Like, I remember I rigged up, like, a cup to fall and, like, set out some bait. And, like, all this crazy stuff.
That's so fun. What
And
did
I, like-
you use as bait? I
The
just have to
chocolate,
know.
the gold chocolate coins.
Oh my gosh.
Because they love money,
That's so
Megan.
cute.
Duh.
What?
Did you not read that article I sent you?
I did not. I haven't had the time.
Yeah. So I still remember, like, so incredibly vividly, like, I was convinced that I had caught a leprechaun. And, like,
What did he look like?
a leprechaun. Like,
Sorry.
a
Come
red
on, Jack.
beard, green
Didn't you read
But
the
suit.
article?
like, and he was just like this big,
He was tiny. Because it was, like, a red solo cup that I had, like, rigged up to this thing
and it
to drop.
did it drop?
Yeah.
Wow.
And what did you do with him after you caught him?
Well, I caught him, and then I just, like, had him for St. Patrick's Day, and then he disappeared.
Interesting.
So you like remember him, like.
I remember what I remember, and I remember believing 100% that there was a leprechaun in my possession.
Amazing.
Dude.
I love that. No, that's
are
awesome.
leprechauns
But I
real?
was probably like 4 or 5. Like, I was super
Like,
little.
so your imagination was like,
My imagination
Big
was
too.
popping off because I also had like 3 imaginary friends. So
Oh.
fair enough.
this may have just been one of those.
But
you know?
like to imagine so well like how he looked and like the
that, like,
size
I
and
can
like
literally remember like lifting up the cup and like seeing him there.
Kate, that's awesome.
Wow.
So
That is
That's
wild.
pretty fun.
science, you can do some tests on my brain.
Science.
Actually-
Just the whole community.
You don't want to get
You
in there.
actually abort mission.
You don't want to get in there. It's pretty dark.
It is pretty sketchy. I don't have one that like comes to mind really. Like, I mean, obviously, like with Santa Claus, like I as like a little kid, I would think I would hear someone on the roof, like, and I was
Naturally.
like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't possibly like, because I was like, if I go wake up, like he's gonna not give me my presents, like, so but I remember like thinking I heard someone on the roof, like that's like the only thing that comes to mind though is like Santa Claus stuff. But I was also super little when I found out he
Right.
wasn't real. Like I was 3 or 4, and my mom was like,
No.
yeah, I don't know, like I think the like the wrapping paper, like my mom had the same wrapping paper as like Santa, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, like that's Santa's wrapping paper, and my mom's like, oh my gosh, and no big deal. But then she was like, you can't tell your brother. So my older brother, he didn't know for a while.
Oh my god.
Like he was probably like when I found out when I was like I think I must have been 4. And then my brother found out like when he was like 8 or 9. So he was.
So it was like 2 or 3 years.
3 years I kept it, and I got to help her.
You're a saint.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Saint Jacqueline.
Hello. A blessing on you, my child.
For your consideration, Pope Francis.
Yes.
Saint Jacqueline. Is Francis...
For your consideration, Jackie didn't tell her brother that there's a fake Santa. Yeah.
Is Francis the Pope right now?
I'm not Catholic anymore. I do think it is Francis, though. That seems right. The only one
Hasn't
I like.
there been a few Francises?
I remember.
It's kind of like an easy guess.
It's a good guess.
When I was a young pup,
yeah,
Pope John Paul II was like the one that I.
That's like the name I remember.
He was your Gordon B. Hinckley.
Yes,
Aww.
he was my Pope. And then he passed away. We watched it on TV, the smoke ceremony. And then we had another Pope, Pope Benedict, I think was his name.
Which was he the one that didn't last very long?
I can't remember, but I remember my mom saying like, oh, he looks kind of scary. I was little. I was probably like a 3rd grader. And I was like, yeah. And so I like would tell my friends at Catholic school, like, the Pope is scary. Like, because my mom was like, yeah, he kind of looks scary. Like, because he has like darker features or something. Like, so he looked like a little, like he was nice as can be. But like, my mom's like, oh yeah, he kind of looks scary. Like she said it offhandedly. And then on the playground, I was like, your Pope is very scary. Yeah, not mine, but yeah. Anyway.
Hashtag not my Pope.
Yeah. But yeah, I caused a bunch of ruckus on the playground. It's fine.
What?
I know, it's surprising.
So shocking.
I'm so mild mannered.
mellow.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
I want to know what your best encounter was with a stranger.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'll go first.
Yeah, please do.
So.
Oh, I've got a great one.
Okay, yeah, it's so fun. I'm excited. Okay, so, Morgan had gotten.
She doesn't count as a stranger.
I'm a stranger to Jackie.
I loved when I met her. No, Morgan had just gotten glitter and stuff for her makeup, and she's like, I want to do a photo shoot in the mountains. I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
yeah.
And so I'm like down. I'm a girl's girl, you know. I'm like, I'll be there for you. So she has glitter like
pink, hot pink glitter all over.
Like
her face.
all over, like she like a very like I don't know what the right word is. Just like trendy like look. I don't know. And
we talking like Trixie Mattel level?
It was like
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was like rose gold, right? Or like
yeah, it was like basically like all I had like glitter like from here.
Oh, like
to
an eye bar
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like pretty intense.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. I was like, we should go up like by Sundance to go take pictures because like there's snow on the ground and like the trees are so pretty, like the big pine trees and stuff. I'm like, that would be so pretty with your glittery eyes. So she's like, okay, yeah, let's go do it. We leave at like 4. And so we're up there and I'm like, there's a good turnoff, like I can't remember where it is. And so we're like driving. And then I was like, oh, I was like, I think it's back down that way, like back towards the main, road. And so I'm like pulling a U, like I'm going to quickly turn around. So I like pull off onto this like pull off thing. Whatever it's called.
I think they're called pull-ups.
Oh, okay. Pull-ups, everyone.
You put Morgan in a pull-up.
Yeah. Just kidding. But, so I pull off onto the...
Shoulder.
The shoulder!
Oh, the shoulder of the road.
Yes.
Thank you, producer Tron.
Tron, we're in debt to you. Okay. So...
People are going to think his name's actually Tron. His name is Trent.
Oh, isn't it? No, just kidding.
It's my Instagram handle.
Trontopin.
Montgomery.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
So you pull off onto the shoulder.
we pull off onto the shoulder, and I'm like, I'll just do a quick maneuver, and we'll go the other way. Get absolutely stuck in the ice. Like, there's like a thick layer of ice, like, on the shoulder. And I have like I drive a Kia Sportage. So it's like a mid-size SUV. And we are stuck. Like, I'm trying, cannot get out because we're kind of like on an angle. So like,
we just can't get any traction.
The wheels are just spinning.
Yeah.
The snow like had completely compacted itself on
Right.
the shoulder. So
Morgan's glitter faced and the sun is going down. So we're like, oh gosh. Because this is like winter, so the sun sets at like 2 p.m. So we're like, oh gosh.
And it's already 4.
Right.
The sun's been down for 2 hours.
Yeah, so you know the pressure we're under. But so we like are trying really hard to like back out of there, not working. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like an old
Throw your jacket underneath.
yeah. God, I'm trying to get traction.
What was your jacket gonna do?
Give us traction.
Well, it was like if you knew the fabric of the jacket, like I was gonna drive over that to like.
It was like almost like a canvas.
Okay, I don't claim to be like a professional.
We were
ice
doing our best.
Morgan had glitter eyes.
I had my glitter eyes on, and we were not prepared for the tractionless road.
I know, so I just put like my winter coat down to see if I could catch something because we were like 2 inches away from dry ground.
Like gravel.
So I was like, if that can push
if
us
I can
halfway
get us
through.
There.
Yeah. Then, because then the back tires.
I get you now.
Okay. So we put my jacket down, does not work. So, Cade, you were actually correct. What's it going to do? Nothing. So we put that down, and then I have like a old fitted sheet in my car because I had just moved. Put that down, didn't work. And so we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? We're like, this guy that works at Sundance, like, drives up, and he's like, hey, is everything okay? We're like, absolutely not. Like, Morgan has glitter all over her face. Like,
I look like I just got back from a freaking rave.
yeah, he's like,
hey, would you mind?
He's like looking at her, he's like, what can I help you with? Like, he's kind of like, oh gosh. But we're like, our car's stuck. But so he comes and he's like, okay, like, I'm not really supposed to do this. Like, he works for Sundance. And he's like, we're not really supposed to help you guys get cars out. Like, you have to call incident. Or like,
okay. I was like, what? He's like, I'm just supposed to leave you here. Sorry. Yeah,
like, the management, incident management, whatever, to come tow you out. And so we're like, oh, okay, like, we totally understand. He's like, wait here for a second. And we're trying to push me out. He tries like 6 different times. And he's like getting, like, because it's kind of on a slant.
He's at the hood of the car.
At the hood of the car. And he's like
pushing.
And then I like, we're close. And then it would just like slide back into him.
Literally like an inch further and we would have been able to hit the gravel and be out.
It was infuriating.
So frustrating.
So then, like, I end up having to call a tow truck. And so we're waiting on the tow truck people, whatever. And then this man, like, out of nowhere comes and he's like in this like yellow.
The yellow Hummer guy?
Yeah, yellow Hummer. And he's like, all you need is a little elbow grease. This old man, like, he's probably like 70.
He looks like a rich, like, fancy businessman.
Yeah, like he just directed a movie for Sundance Film Festival. Like, he's just like...
He's wearing like a flannel and like one of those like puffy vests and he's like, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah, homeboy. So incident management is whatever.
Whatever it is.
That truck comes up and they're like, okay, we gotta spread the salt. We gotta do all this stuff to try to like help with the traction. And I'm like, thanks, you guys are so nice, but it's still not working. And then they're like, you're gonna need to actually call a tow truck to pull you 2 inches. So I'm like losing my marbles. Like, I'm like, I cannot believe this. Like, because we just couldn't, because it was on a hill, so we couldn't really get it for like far enough. So then, anyway, rich movie star man is like, all you need is a little elbow grease, rolls up his sleeves, gives it one push, and pushes it right out. Like, in like, I don't know, like 2 seconds.
Are you an angel?
We really were like,
who are you?
And he was like, no problem, ladies, drive safe. Like, he was just like, so, like, nice. I don't know.
And then you looked back and there's only one set of tire tracks in the snow.
Yeah, it's like, we really...
Because that's where
Jesus.
Jesus carried you.
It really, though. Because he was just, in one push got us out. And everyone around us who had been pushing for... Because it was 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been pushing for hours. And we're, like, all floored. Because we're like, how did this just happen? Like, it made no sense.
Like, even the incident guy was like, oh.
He's like, you didn't even need my sand. Like, he was just like,
He's
just
upset at
in
that
shock.
point.
Like, yeah, and the guy's like, because the incident management guy was like, you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to leave it to professionals. And he just, like, goes in there and pushes it. And he's like, all right, are we good? We done here? And I'm like,
It was insane.
I was in shock. Anyway, that's my story. Love him forevermore. Because I was
Yellow
able
Hummer
to...
guy. We should have gotten his name or something.
I
Sent
know.
him an edible arrangement or something.
Send
Right.
him some edibles.
Either.
He looked like he'd be into that.
An
No.
edible arrangement.
Yeah.
some edible underwear.
You're welcome, sir.
I know a friend who has some of those.
Oh.
Is it
Ryan.
Jackie?
Oh,
We did a white elephant and he brought edible underwear.
nice. Yeah, but I love that guy. He
So
was
much
awesome.
for having this be a Christian family podcast.
Well, you brought them out! What the heck?
He starts a fire, cleans his hands of it.
Seriously.
Light a match, walk away.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite interactions. I think I have good interactions with strangers, but that's my favorite. Because I'm like, are you an alien or so? Like, it was just crazy.
Just so crazy.
Because he did the same thing that we were doing for 4 hours. Like, it just made no sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's pretty fun.
He's just strong.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Must be. Okay, hit it.
Hit it.
Yeah.
So mine takes place in the happiest place on earth.
Okay.
So does mine.
Oh.
Cute.
Hopefully it's not the same story.
His stranger was you as like an 8-year-old.
No, it for sure wasn't. Because you didn't work at Disneyland ever.
You don't know.
Pretty sure. I have just as many scrapbooks of you as your mom has.
Pretty sure.
Every scrapbook your mom makes, she copies it and sends it to me.
That's so nice of her. You must have so much. So
15,
many photos of me.
you say. We have 15 as well.
When I was... It was probably in 2015 that Disneyland did an all-night thing where, like, the park was open for 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on my birthday.
Cade.
So
And so
awesome.
I, like, gathered up my sisters and my dad, and I was like, we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, we can't not.
Yeah,
and
if
they
it's
were
on
like-
your birthday.
Yeah, we're going to go. My dad was like, I'm not as stoked, but I'll still go.
That's how my dad is.
Yeah.
Must be a
My dad,
pharmacist thing.
yeah, he's not a big fan of Disneyland,
Yeah.
but he comes and he's a good sport, so
Yeah.
we love him for it.
Yeah.
So we get to Disneyland, we're having a great time. I think we were there like 2 days before the all-night party. And then the day the all-night party comes, we show up to the park at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, actually, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning because the park opened at 6. And I was like, I'm going to stay here for 24 hours if it is the last thing I do.
Oh my god.
Like, if they have to drag me dead out of the tunnel of the storybook boats, that is how I go. And
We
me and
accept
the
it.
Lord have made peace with that fact.
Me and the Lord.
And so my sisters came with me at 4:30ish. We get into the park. My dad's like, I'll meet you guys later. So he shows up. We're having a great time. We bounce from Disney back to California Adventure. And then California Adventure was closing at 10, and Disneyland was the only part that was open the full 24 hours. So at like 8 o'clock, we decided to move back over to Disneyland because we're like, we want to beat the rush of like everyone leaving California Adventure to try and get back over to Disney.
That's smart.
So we leave California Adventure and we see that the entire entrance to Disneyland is roped off. And I'm like, you're kidding me.
Oh, no.
So we go up and they're like, yeah, sorry, like we've hit capacity, we can't let anyone else into the park. And I'm like, no, I have to do my 24 hours. Like,
You're like, I've been here since 6
I've been here since like 4:30 in the morning. Like, you can't tell me now
Oh no.
that I'm not gonna, like, and so I was like, okay, thanks, and we like left and we go and we sit back down, like in that huge plaza area where people will sit and like watch fireworks or whatever, that's like in between the two parks. And we're just sitting there and we're like, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna like fix this? And
on your birthday.
on my birthday, like this is
Wow.
the day of my birthday, and I was like, I just wanted like Disney magic on my birthday.
And you made the trip out there for that purpose.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
And so I remember like looking at my dad and my sisters and was like, I'm gonna go talk to this other lady and see if there's like any shot of them like maybe opening the park up again later, or like how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
And so I walk up to the lady and I'm like chatting with her, and she's like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna like open the park back up unless like a lot of people leave. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, are you okay? Like, you seem kind of down. I was like, well, today's my birthday, and like we kind of came out here
For the
like
24
for this, for the
yeah.
24 hours. And she's like, how many people are in your group? And I was like, 4? And she's like, okay, grab them and meet me at the far gate. If anyone asks, I'm just letting you back in to get something out of a locker. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
I have chills right now. What an amazing
And so I like go and I
movie.
grab them. I'm like, we gotta go. Like,
What? Okay. What were your two sisters were there?
my 2 younger sisters and my dad.
And so what were their reactions to
My
this?
dad was like, what? I was like, she's gonna let us in. We gotta go right now.
And we're pretending she's
It's like,
not.
if anyone asks, this is the cover story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was so great and so nice.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like one of those things that you hear about, like people at Disney like make magic for you or whatever.
They do.
Yeah.
And they do. But that was the first time that I was like, you are a good person.
Yeah.
Because I could have been lying to my teeth to get you to let me in, and I genuinely was not.
Yeah, you're like, this is actually the situation. Yeah. And she was like, put herself on the line because like she can't let other people in, you know.
Yeah.
Literally
And so we like
fire
snuck
hazard.
in. It was like the very far gate closest to downtown Disney, and it was like wheelchair accessible only kind of a thing, like
Uh-huh.
supposed to be. And so she like meets us at that gate, and there's other people like close by that like can see that we're headed for that gate. And so she's like fighting them off. She's like, sorry, they just like left something in a locker, so I'm escorting them in. And like I'm like looking around and I'm like, I feel like a celebrity right now.
Yeah.
Like, and so she
Were
like
your sister's like,
led
yes!
us through the tunnels, and then she's like, all right, have a happy birthday. And I was like, thank you.
Did you hug her?
No, I should have.
Oh
I should
my
have gotten like
gosh.
her name or something, because she
She's
just like
amazing.
disappeared into the night, and I was like, my hero.
Yeah. I have chills. Like, that's
It was
just like
so,
such a
so,
sweet
so
story.
And yeah, it's one of those things. Like, people are good.
Yeah,
Like,
they are.
genuinely, people are good.
Yes. But I wish I could be like a fly on the wall to like see your reaction to what she was saying, to see your
Yeah.
sisters. Like,
No, my dad and my sister still talk about it all the time, where they're like, you can, because like, we talked about this a little bit last night, but like, in school, I was always the kid that is like, the teachers loved me, but it was like, oh, he talks too much.
like
Kinda,
charming,
you
like
know.
a charmer, yeah.
Yeah, like, he's a delight to have in class, but
He's a menace also.
a menace to society.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, there was a couple times growing up where I would like talk my teachers into raising my grades.
I did that too!
I was like, I'm a psychopath, you guys. Like,
yeah.
the level of charisma I had as a child was unmatched.
That's awesome.
And so my dad and my sisters will still talk about it. Like, I don't know how you got that lady to like let us in, because the first guy we talked to was like, absolutely not. There's no way we're letting anyone else in. Like,
You're like,
shut it
even
down.
on my birthday?
But it's my birthday.
Yeah. That's so nice of her.
So
Wow.
that's
That's
that story.
a good story. Marge.
Mine is also at Disneyland. So for those
Get
of
something
you,
original.
So for those of you who are listening, several of us are big Disneyland fans.
Jackie and Trent.
Mine is actually technically at Disney World.
Oh, she's rich.
My parents are, for sure. So this story starts off as a bummer, but then it turns into no bummer, so bear with me. But, so, like, my family and I had planned on going, like, me and my parents had planned on going to Disney World for spring break one year, and my dad happened to pass away in December before we left. And my mom talked to me about it, and she was like, do you still want to go to Disney World? And I was like, yes, of course. It's not like we were going there for my dad anyway. He did not love to go to the Disney parks, but he was a nice dad and would come with us anyway. And so while we were there, like, my mom and I were having a great time, and it was at the time when Disneyland and Disney World had all this, like, merch that was, like nerd themed. Like, it was, like, these little caricatures of the Fab Five. So, like,
yes,
Mickey,
with, like, the big,
Minnie.
huge glasses.
Yeah, and it was, like, I mean, it was, like, around 2010, 2011, so, like, nerds were in, like...
Sexy nerds.
Yeah. So, just, like, Mickey,
That
Minnie.
was my nickname in high school.
For sure. And, so they had all this, like, nerd merch, and we were looking at it, and so my dad was an orthodontist, and one of the pieces of merchandise they had was, like, Goofy was wearing braces. And we would always compare him to Goofy because he was, like, tall and gangly and silly, so perfect. And so my mom was like, I think it'd be cute if we just got, like, a whole bunch of these, like, little Goofy nerd necklaces for his office staff, just, like, as a little something to remember him by. So we look like psychopaths because we're buying, like, 10 of these, like, hideous...
Like, only Goofy.
Yeah, or, like 10
so
of these, like, hideous, Goofy nerd necklaces. Like, nobody would wear them if they were above the age of 12. And so we're buying them, and the girl who's checking us out is obviously like, what the hell?
She's like, are you okay?
Yeah,
Blink
so...
twice if you need help.
Yeah, so she's like, why are you guys must be really big Goofy fans, is, like, I think how she phrased it. And my mom is always...
by 12.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm the same thing.
And they're, like,
One
not...
for every day.
Yeah, they're so hideous. And my mom is, like, a huge oversharer. She'll just, like, tell... And so, like, right away, she's like, well, my husband passed away, and, like, he was an orthodontist. Just, like, really, like, laid it thick on this.
This girl is
cashier.
like, I just want to go home.
She's like, I'm actually part of the Disney College program. I'm 19. And, but yeah,
I'm
so...
just a baby.
So, like, my mom's just, like, telling her everything. And, like, I was young, and it was very fresh. It was, like, within 3 months after he passed away. So
that's so hard.
I started crying just because it was still, like, so new. And, like, the girl was like, okay, just give me 1 second. And she just, like, leaves. And I'm like, Mom, you freaked her out.
She's like, I've got to go get my manager. You guys are stressing
I
me
know.
out.
I'm like, not
She's
only
like,
are
let me
we...
get a new cashier.
Not only are we buying 10 of the most hideous necklaces they sell, but we also have, like, the saddest sob story she's probably heard all freaking day. Like, why'd you tell her, like... And so we're just like, where the heck is she? Because she was gone for a minute. And
She's
then,
in the back explaining to the other cashier, like, do not ask why they're buying 10
like,
Goofy necklaces.
They're like, just so you're aware.
That's so funny.
And so she comes back, and she was so sweet. I'm, like, still crying because I was, like, 16. I was just like, I'm so embarrassed and I'm sad. And she came back, and she had, like, this, like, her arms were, like, full of treats from the bakery. Like, she had walked down to the bakery and probably told them our whole sob story, and just, like, she had, like, this enormous, like, Mickey-shaped Rice Krispie treat and, like, these, like, caramel apple, like, everything that she could grab, she basically did. And I'm gonna cry now, but she was like, we just, like, want you to know that, like, we're happy that you could come to Disney World to, like, help you get through this time.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So, sorry I'm crying. No bummers. But it was just like such a sweet moment, and it was like, I mean, we had so many tender mercies around that time anyway, but it's like way different to have something from a complete stranger than like from
someone you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was really cool, because like that whole week we had such a great time. That was literally the last night, so we had to somehow fly all that stuff home. I don't even remember what we did with all of it, because
She's like, we also need a suit, Cade.
Yeah, we're like,
She's like, could you go back?
Did you go wave your wand again?
while you're giving things away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like such an amazing little tender mercy, and that girl, I looked at her name tag actually, and she was in the Disney college program, and she was from Utah, and I was like, wow,
Cute.
Utah people are really cool. But yeah.
Maybe I'll move there someday.
Yeah, maybe I'll
That's
live
so
there for
funny.
10 years and then buy a house.
Oh, that is a good story.
Yeah, that's a
Everyone
sweet
go to Disneyland.
It's
Yeah.
literally, there are, and I'm sure you do, because I know I do, I've had like tons of experiences like that where Disney employees have done what they could. I know some
Not
people,
like that.
No,
that is like above and beyond.
That is like the extra mile for sure. But I do think when Disney employees specifically can, they will
They do their best,
Yeah,
which is
do their
crazy,
best.
because I am sure that they deal with some of the worst people.
Mhm.
I've seen it happen where I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, you
Which
guys.
is maybe why they're really nice to...
to
People
nice
who-
Decent.
people.
Yeah. Really though.
People who just accept when they say no, and then you're
Yeah,
like, they're
it's
like,
like,
okay,
okay.
well, let's see if we can
Better
actually help you.
next time you keep the park open for 24 hours. Like you just like accepted it.
Yeah,
Dang.
That's a good story.
thank you.
So everyone spend all your money at Disneyland.
Yeah.
No matter what your parents say.
Or anyone else.
Or your banker.
Or, you with us, Wheatus?
Yeah. We just.
I wanted to know, when you guys were younger, there's a show called The Buried Life. Did you guys ever watch The Buried Life?
Buried life?
The Buried Life.
No.
There's this group of 4 friends that bought a bus, and they would just like travel across the country, and every episode they would check something off of their bucket list and then help someone check something off their bucket list.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
So I wanted to know, which you should watch it because I feel like you would both really like the show. I think there's only 1 or 2 seasons because it like fell off the planet after that. But what is something you want to do before you die?
I desperately want to see the Northern Lights.
Oh,
Like, so bad. Like, not like, oh, you can see them kind of in Montana. Like, no, I want to go, like, somewhere where it's, like, so vivid. Like, I think that would be, like, the coolest thing ever. Yeah. I just think they're just, like, so cool and pretty. I would love to do that before I died. Attainable, too, so.
I was gonna say that's like a very doable goal.
Yeah, we love setting smart goals. Okay.
So what's your smart goal for that?
Just save my dollars and then figure out when they're the brightest and then try to coax somebody into going with me because I'm scared to go to Alaska?
Alaska.
Is that how it's pronounced? No. But like I'd be scared to go by myself, but like I think that'd be super cool to see them. Like so bright, like what? Green in the sky? Wow.
Never seen it before.
Never seen it. I've only seen a dark night sky. So that'd be cool.
That's
Anyway.
a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
That's very cool. Other than like basic life goals,
Okay, boring.
I know. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about those. I would like to make a dress someday.
Make a dress?
Mm-hmm.
Like a ball gown?
Like a full ball gown dress. But it's hard, and it's
I
also
imagine.
very expensive.
What kind of silhouette? What fabric? What color? Where are you gonna wear it?
Well, I don't.
Do you
have
want
an
Jackie and I
answer
to
for
be
all of
like
those.
Tim Gunn and Tyra Banks and just like
No, because I don't
Make
like
it
people
work.
judging me.
You don't like people judging
Yeah,
you?
it's really like this weird quirk that I have.
You're so quirky. You're not like other girls.
I don't know. I haven't really thought. I have like lots of ideas. Like, I don't know. I'd love to recreate a dress from a movie. I think that
Like
Do you sew? Can you sew?
I know like very basic sewing. Like I can fix up clothes. Like for a while on Instagram, I would like buy something from DI and like do something to change it.
That's right.
But then I kind of stopped doing that. It's hard when you don't have a lot of space.
Yeah.
So,
When you're living in an apartment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm moving soon, so hopefully I can find the space.
Now that you're a home yowner.
Yes. Now that I'm one of those. But yeah, I think that would be really fun. And like, it would help me expound on a skill that I like know the very basic minimum of.
You'd learn so much,
I
like,
was gonna
by
say,
making
just
a
by
dress.
doing it, you would learn a lot, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Trial and error, like, that would be so cool. But, like, do you have, like, a movie that you're like, oh my gosh, if I could recreate that dress, that would be amazing?
Is it Halle Berry's Catwoman suit?
No. not exactly.
Oh, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman suit.
Sorry. He misspoke earlier.
No, have either of you seen Gone with the Wind?
Uh-huh.
I really like it's like the first big dress that she wears when she goes to like the garden party or whatever.
What color is it?
It's like green and she's wearing that big straw hat. I think that would be so fun.
Question.
Yeah.
You've been to my house
Yes.
in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
My mother
Yeah.
has a Gone with the Wind doll.
Yes.
Is it that dress?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Okay, my mom's mom collected China dolls. Most of them are creepy.
Yes.
This one is beautiful, and it has that green dress on it.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah. So that's like.
It would look so pretty on you. Like the green would like make your eyes pop. That'd be
Thank you.
awesome.
But I just think that'd be so fun. Like I've never owned like a gown. Like even my prom dresses were like pretty simple. Like neither of them were like ball gowns. And
Just
when I
like
worked,
a tight crop here,
yeah.
tight crop
Like
here.
midriff showing, deep V in the front, deeper V in the back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A
We know
whore.
you're tired.
Yeah, you know what I like to wear on the daily stuff. But like when I worked at David's Bridal, I think that's when that became a goal because I actually got to like try on ball gowns all the time and I was just like, I need one of these. And I'm not getting married anytime soon, so I want to make one.
You don't know that.
I think Cade's proposing to me.
Oh my gosh.
Jackie was actually supposed to help me earlier.
I forgot everything. I forgot the flowers, the candles.
We went to Maverick instead.
I ate a burrito. I got
The
some
ring
pop.
was in the burrito.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we need to go to the hospital.
Anyway, yeah.
That's a cool goal.
Mhm.
I could never. So you got one up on me.
I could never.
This is coming from the kid that had to, speaking of talking your way out of a bad grade,
Yeah, tell
talked
us.
my way out of a bad grade in sewing class when I was in 8th grade. So
You did like a home ec class, like
Oh, yeah.
a
'cause
consumer family.
we
or
had
whatever?
to take like, I can't remember if it was like 1 or 2 a year or something.
What?
Oh my gosh.
They didn't even offer those at my school.
Oh really?
We had nothing
Oof.
like that.
So I took like the cooking class one time.
Mhm.
I'm great at that.
Yeah.
I can do that with the
You're
best
good
of
at
them,
cooking.
You know? That's my housewife gift,
Mhm.
not sewing.
Right. So when
Yeah.
we get into a polygamous marriage, you'll be the cook.
You'll sew.
I'll
I
sew.
didn't know this was going to be a polygamous
You're gonna take your
I didn't either, but
shits.
whatever. We roll with the punches. I had a home and consumer family studies class as well. Mrs. Avery was my teacher, and I sewed this like cute like little monster pillow. Like it was like a little stuffed animal. And I thought it was so cute, but like the seams allegedly were sloppy. And it like just looked so terrible. So homegirl threw it away. Like in front of me. And she was like, "This is trash. Like you need to redo it." So she like she bought another pattern and I sewed like a penguin. Like a yeah, it was still cute, but it like my monster was like hot pink and had like 4 eyes like that you'd have to sew on, like the googly eyes. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!" Like, Because that was like all the rage, like hot pink and black, like
Monster!
yeah, exactly. So,
Hot Topic!
yeah. So then like I had to sew a blue penguin instead, which was cute, and I gave it to my mom, and I think it's still on my mom's bed, which is tender, but like
Aww.
it was. Yeah, I was like, I was really hoping to keep the monster. She threw it away in front of me. She's like, start again. I was like,
Was she a nun?
no, this was like, this was in middle school.
I was about to say, I'm gonna go throw hands with some nuns in
We're ready to fight the
Colorado.
nuns.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, that's so sad.
So sad.
No, my teacher, her name was Miss Lacey. Shout out Miss Lacey. She's married now and has a couple of kids. We're friends on Facebook. That's
nice.
how chill I am with my teachers.
I'm a cool guy.
No, that was literally me. It was like I was the king of the suck up committee because I know that I did not sew a single thing well or correctly in that class. Somehow still got a B.
Oh my gosh. She's like, we love Cade. It's fine.
But honestly, like we would go to parent teacher conference and like that was the feedback we would get was like he's not really good at sewing, but he's a joy to have in class. And we're like.
You're
bet
like, keep it real. You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
In my sewing class.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, can't relate. But good luck.
Thank you.
If you
I don't
do
know when
a
I'll
good
start.
job, then, I don't know, you could sew me a suit or something someday.
Yeah, I can do it.
Sure.
Okay.
What's yours? What's your bucket list?
Mine is a lot more dangerous than either of yours. I want to swim with sharks.
No.
Yes.
But not cage dive. I don't want to cage dive.
Oh my gosh,
Like, I want
that's
to
worse.
full on swim with a shark.
Like what kind? Like
Oh,
a whale
like-
shark?
Great white.
No.
Like, minimum I will take is hammerhead.
Yeah. Well, you can get like the chain link like outfit so that like
Doesn't matter.
when they chomp.
What do you
if-
mean it doesn't matter?
Homie, you're
If
gonna want
one-
your arm.
If one of God's beautiful creatures decides that it's my time to go, who am I to stand in the way? You know?
Get out of your own way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no.
They're so beautiful.
They are.
What do you have against sharks?
I'm
Talk to me about it.
I'm absolutely terrified of sharks. I don't know why. It's been an irrational fear of mine forever since I've now lived in Arizona and Utah, the two places where
Two
you
landlocked.
Two like
Find
really
sharks.
scary shark places.
Yeah, you know, we're just constantly
lots of
fighting
sharks.
You
off
have to
the
beat them
sharks.
off with a stick. Yeah.
Get out of here, sharks!
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always some on the line when you wake up. It's inconvenient, so.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
scary.
keep your shark spray on you
Yeah.
at all times.
Get out of here, sharks.
No.
They're scary. I have
They
thalassophobia
are-
for sure. And
What is
sharks.
the word you said?
Yeah, but like who doesn't?
Thalassophobia.
That's
Deep
fear
the
of deep
fear
water.
of deep water.
Spooky.
Yeah,
Like,
you know who
deep,
lives in deep waters? Sometimes
SpongeBob
sharks. Okay.
And squillium and.
Do you know who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Are you ready, kids?
I no, but they're just scary to me. I don't know why. I've
Yeah.
always had a deep-seated fear of sharks. But if you want
I
to swim
get
with
that.
them, I'm happy for you, and I watch.
You'll
You're-
watch from the boat.
From
no,
the boat,
I'm
yeah.
not even gonna be on the boat. I'll watch your
You'll
home
watch from
video
shore.
when you come back.
I'll be FaceTiming Morgan. I'll be on the boat.
I won't even be on the boat. Like if I knew that there was sharks in the water, I'd lose my mind.
What if it was like a nurse shark?
Still not good.
Still no?
No. Nope.
Oh man.
No.
There's nurse sharks in Utah.
Where are they?
10 miles from my parents'
Yeah,
house.
up in
Where are they?
what's
Sea
it
base.
called? Yeah.
Sea base.
Sea base.
Yeah,
What
shout
is
out Sea
it?
base.
Are you saying
Sea
sea
bass.
bass?
Just kidding.
Just
Super
Yeah.
Bass by Nicki Minaj.
What is sea base?
So it's like a giant crater that the salinity of it is
in Tooele.
yeah in Tooele.
Oh my
where, like,
gosh.
the salinity is so high that like and the temperature of the water is so warm that like they've introduced tropical fish and the tropical fish live in this crater and people go scuba diving there and like all kinds of stuff and they have nurse sharks.
I'll never be going there then.
Morgan's like, I am going to Arizona.
I just
Goodbye.
remembered I'm due back home. My mom just helped me buy a house out here, but too bad we're
I
gonna
will
sell
promptly
it.
sell it.
That's.
Knowing that there's a shark within 200 miles of you
I
is
can't
not.
stand it.
I won't stand for
They're
it.
so beautiful.
They are beautiful. I'm like weirdly obsessed with them as much as I'm afraid of them. Like I will watch every shark movie I can get my hands on, but I will not be in the water with them.
Why?
I don't know.
That's like me and tornadoes. Like I'm down for a tornado,
Oh.
but they're like cool, but I'm very scared.
See, I would love to
Be sucked up into a tornado.
be slurped up. Just
And just be tossed about.
yeah, just at the winds.
You're like, yeah, I love when shards of metal have already been picked up and you're like fighting for your life in a tornado. Cool.
So you think sharks are beautiful? Like why are you like it has to be great whites and I have to have nothing to protect me, not even the chainmail armor Jackie was talking about?
I think it's just because of like the potential danger a little bit.
You're
But
like,
also-
I feel like if a shark met me, he would like
Kind of.
yeah.
Kind of, like a little bit.
You like look into his hammerhead eye. He's like, oh.
Just all animals. Like, I love animals in
Mhm.
general, you know? And so, like, remember we went on a family trip to Oregon one time, and
There was
we
a shark.
stopped at the aquarium in Lincoln City. Still remember it. And I think it was Lincoln City.
So you don't remember
Anyways.
it?
We
Remember,
stopped
like,
at
it
we
was
stopped at the
yesterday.
aquarium. I'm pretty sure it was Lincoln City because we stayed there for like 4 or 5 days, and a fisherman had caught a shark accidentally in their nets and it died, and so they donated it to the aquarium, and it was like fresh that day, and so the tour guide at the aquarium let us go in and see the shark and like touch it, and like he opened its mouth and like showed us the teeth. It was so cool. So I think that was when I was like, I gotta get me one of these bad boys. And it was just like a little, maybe like 10-foot shark.
Oh yeah, just a little. That's twice my size. That's 2 of me stacked up on each
You're
other.
only 5 feet tall.
I'm
not-
5'4".
you're not.
That's more
Are you
than
really?
5 feet.
Yes.
I'm almost a foot taller than you.
Let's
Papa.
talk about that.
Yeah, sharks are just great.
They are very cool.
When I was on my cruise in March, we fed stingrays, and 2 nurse sharks showed up, and I was just like, "Come here, puppies."
That's so cool.
When you fed the stingrays, were they fenced in or free range?
Free range.
Okay. Because
Only the best
I
one
have
I
a-
raised.
Do you have beef with
I have a story about.
stingray
Do
farmers?
we have time for me to tell a story about stingrays?
Shit.
Okay, great. So.
It might get cut.
That's fine if it
You
does.
better make it good.
But listen.
We're hour 15 into this, right?
Oh gosh. Well, okay, I'll try and make it quick. You ready?
We can't. We shut up. We gotta shut up.
I know. I'm just gonna tell it so quick. Okay, so when we went and fed stingrays on our cruise, me and my family went quite a few years ago. I was pretty young, and ours were fenced in, so it was really sad because they could only eat when we came. Like they were fenced in the ocean. It was sad.
That is sad.
We didn't know that when we scheduled it because the other place that my parents had fed the stingrays, they were just like
Yeah.
free and would just come because they knew they could get food. So these stingrays were starving and scary. So we get in the water.
They're like feral.
Yeah, literally. So like we get in the water. I've always been afraid of anything swimming near. It freaks me out. So I'm like on top of my dad's shoulders, and I'm way too old. I'm like 11 years old, like on top of my dad.
He's like, are you sure you can't handle it, sweetie? You're
Yeah.
like, I'm positive.
And he's just like carrying me around. He's like, whatever. And then I finally like get up enough courage to get down on the level with the stingrays. Cause like, I'm like up to my chest as an 11-year-old. Like it's
Right.
much scarier. So I'm like finally kind of like touching the stingrays and getting used to it. And then my 2 sisters, my sister Danielle comes over and she's carrying my sister Jessica. And Jessica's just like weeping. And she's like, a stingray came and like sucked on my leg. And she has this huge bruise that's like purple.
Like a hickey on her leg.
Literally. And I'm like immediately up on top of my dad. Like I literally climbed him because I'm so afraid. And we have this amazing picture where like like Danielle's holding Jessica, and my dad's like trying to like figure out how to hold me so I'm not breaking his back as an 11-year-old on his neck. And like we're like me and Jessica are crying. Jessica's crying because her leg still hurts. I'm crying because I'm scared. And my mom just like takes a picture of our happy
Your
family.
mom's like, this is the memory I want.
That's awesome.
And the picture that we have of her, she's like holding a stingray, and she like has never looked happier in her whole life. And my sister had
she cut that with her scallop scissors and she pasted it in
She
a
did.
book.
She did. And
Oh
my
my
sister Jessica had that
Hickey.
like
Call it what it
stingray
is.
hickey for like 3 years. It was like an incredibly deep bruise.
Like that must have hurt so. Like it just broke a bunch of blood vessels.
She said it was like one of the most painful things that's ever happened to her because it just was like onto her leg.
That is terrifying.
So I'm glad you had a fun experience with your nurse.
I
puppy
loved
sharks.
They were little puppy dogs that we would just feed them squid.
I'm sure it's better when they're
Ew.
like free and they're not starving.
I'm sure.
Yeah. That was
It
my
was just like,
experience.
it just sucked right on her leg.
It's like, I hope this is something for me to eat. And my
Finally,
sister's
sustenance, and your sister's like, so scary.
It's one of my favorite travel stories, though. That's hilarious.
Like, yeah, my leg got sucked by a stingray.
Like, at least buy me a dinner first.
Seriously.
Yeah, she got to like second base with a stingray.
Yeah, and she was married, so she's also a slut.
Unbelievable.
You heard it here first.
Women these days.
Women.
Women.
Well,
Get in with the outro.
thanks everyone for listening or watching.
Yes, thank you.
Make sure to tune in next time.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button. Ring that notification bell.
Comment down below what your bucket list item
Or
is.
who of the three of us you think is the hottest.
Oh gosh, don't answer that. Don't listen to Cade.
We all know it's Morgan.
It's Trent.
Trent.
They'll never know.
But yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.